What's up, everybody? It's been a second since we've done this, but we're going to try. This will be an experiment that is going to go further than experiment. You feel me? So, before we get into it, I'm your boy Jazz, either Jazz, Superjaz,
Superjaz.
Every time I want to do it, I can't because it feels too much like the iconic. It does. It really does. Yeah, right. It does. First of all, shout out to them ladies anyway. If y'all watch wrestling, y'all get me. But yeah, you can call me Jazz, Superjaz, SJ, JT, whatever you want to call your boy. I'm here with my dear best friend, also known as my co-host.
Sorry. I thought you were leaning into that. Hey guys, y'all know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, Pete, whatever you want to call me, feogrande on YouTube. Here, once again, Superjaz.
All right, so when I say experiment, we previously tried a few times, if you can look through the archives of YouTube and actually find a few times over these years of our lifetime to do several wrestling podcasts. One, the three of us, me, him, and my brother. We tried
and Grapplers.
Gridirons and Grapples, which was formerly FTW for the win. Football to Wrestling. And we also then again tried to do another podcast, I think. Then we tried to do Call It in the Ring most recently. The problem with that was, and always had been, that doing a wrestling podcast or anything of the such requires too much of a weekly commitment that we could not adhere to, and it also lead a normal life. So, that being said, the fact that I just moved into a new place and this dude is holding it down, doing what he's doing, we're going to try again. Do it, do not. There is no try. We are going to do another podcast, but it's just going to be a little less, not even a little less. It's going to be less on the side of being beholden of just wrestling or anything weekly. And we just going to sit up here and we're going to shoot the shit on what best friends of over 20 years do best, and that's talk a lot about nothing.
Yeah, instead of talking about WWE, we're talking about WWW. And I'm not talking about the World Wide Web. I'm talking about whatever we want. Thank you very much.
That was really clever. like you thought of that fast.
Thank you.
If y'all are not clapping at home, y'all hating. I'm just saying. Anyway, no, so we just gonna get into it. But no, so first thing I guess we could talk about. First of all, what the fuck? I don't want to get too much into anything as far as like some COVID-ish. So we ain't got to talk about that. We know how that's going, unless you want to. But first thing we can talk about is what's the weather like where you at, Pete? Because the weather where I'm at sucks a whole lot of dick. I'm just going to be honest.
It is cold for Florida.
I was about to say, because here it's cold.
Well, yeah.
End of sentence.
Well, your high today was, I don't know for sure. I'm going to say it's probably like 30 something.
I think like mid 20s.
Okay.
With a serious wind chill.
Lately at night, it's been getting down to like 35 here at night. And like.
That's cold.
Yeah, but that's super cold for Florida or for Orlando and stuff. It ain't that cold down here that often. I mean, the past few winters have been listed as some of the worst winters in America. Meanwhile, Florida experiences that for like a week, and then we're like, ha ha ha.
Right. Libyans. The
fuck. Yeah, right. What was it? And I had a Uber ride earlier today because I had to put some cash into the bank, and the driver was from Cuba, and he was talking about how freezing it was. He's like, and this morning, I get in and the wiper, it couldn't move. The whole windshield, the whole windshield, it just covered in ice. And the thing just.
I guess being from Cuba, he ain't used to that either.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm like, yeah, that sounds like it was cold this morning. Yeah, and because I had made a comment. Because I had asked him where he's from. He said Cuba. And then I was like, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm like, I came down here because the weather's nicer. And then he's like, nice weather? What are you talking about this morning? And I was like, yeah, but that's this morning. And where I'm from around this time of year, that's every morning. So,
Bruh, yes. Bruh, I had to. So, I told you we were talking last night about recording this podcast, and I said I was gonna be busy during the day because I was meeting one of my friends. Me and her, like, we have tea all the time and whatnot. Like, every few weeks, every, like, however long. We tried to go too long. We missed having tea last year because we know last year was a fucking dumpster fire. But it is what it is. So we're trying to, like, get back into it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why. But my car is in the shop right now, and I won't be able to get it back for a few days. We can get into that. But I had to catch the bus. I had to catch the bus like to work. Got to ride home. My brother had to pick me up. But I'm catching the bus to meet her. To meet her, I called an Uber and I called a bus back, bruh. I have not ridden the public transport system like religiously or that much for real since I've had to back in 2010, I think it was, before I really got a car and started driving. Oh my goddamn. It was so fucking cold. Bruh. It was so bruh. Dude, it's one of those where I'm wearing the face mask on my face, walking down the street saying, thankfully I have something to cover my face. It was so bad that I got my gloves, which I don't want to take off, but I'm trying to like Velcro my little hood strap to keep my shit. But I'm like, I need to take my gloves off so I can get the Velcro right. But I don't want to take my gloves off because then my hand's gonna get cold. So I'm like, hold my phone not to drop it. I got my bag of shit and I'm just like, it's so cold. I got the face mask with the hood shit crooked because I didn't take the gloves off. Just like, why is it so cold? Bro, my toes are still cold because that's how cold it was. They still trying to warm up right now. That's why I was like, how is the weather in Orlando? Because the weather in St. Louis can kiss the inside of my asshole. I fucking hate this shit. I hate that. Bro, my birthday is February 12th. And supposedly summer babies like cold and winter babies like summer or some shit like that. I could be quoting this all kind of wrong, but I think so. And I know I'm living up to it. If I did say it right, I'm living up to that. I hate the cold. How do you feel about cold?
I hate it. You still live in St. Louis. I live in Orlando, Florida.
Shit. And I was gonna, before
move to
like
fucking Chicago.
How
much do you hate the cold, really?
Being an actor and now getting into rapping, but more so acting.
Chicago's better off.
I was saying my passion. I love my passion more than I hate the cold.
Fair.
There you go. I'll put it that way. But man, I remember one of my good friends who was like a few years older than me moved down there some years back to be with his girlfriend and to pursue acting. And I remember when I went up there to visit him and to look at some places that I was scouting online.
Yeah.
Dude, like I remember it was him and like one of his friends. We hanging out in that car, chilling. And I remember I said, I was like, man, it get cold as shit around in here, like over here during the winter, don't it? Without hesitation, yeah. Like without hesitation, they just yes. It's like fuck, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Chicago don't mess around when it comes to cold. Sorry about the little Tweety bird sound in the background. For whatever reason, this water bottle, it has like a little hole in the top, like aside from the hole, like right about here-ish, that air will just go through and it's just like.
That is hilarious. It's supposed to it's supposed to vent it so you can pour it though. That's right.
Yeah. So it's just like just sounds like a fucking bird.
Speaking of ASMR, we were talking about ASMR before we started recording.
Yeah. And like how neither of us gets it.
We're comment below if you want an ASMR podcast. I'm joking. We're not going to do an ASMR podcast. No offense.
Are you sure about that, Jazz? I mean, we got to get the people what they want, even if we don't understand why.
Stop it.
Hey there, ladies. I'm single. Not that it matters, because
you gonna stay that way.
States. Yeah, pretty much, right? That's been the case
talking
so
like
far.
that. Talking like that. No, you didn't let me finish the sentence. Talking like that.
You're right. I need to put some bass in my
Oh my God!
Hey there, ladies. How you
If Barry
doing?
White did ASMR. Oh baby, what the
How he
fuck?
started his fucking songs. Actually, he was ahead of the game. He was ahead of the game. You get
I'm gonna
that
give you
bass.
a moment of silence.
Doom. Hey, baby. I
You
got
saying
something
you
real
saying
good for you.
you saying the beginning of
Just
practice
sit
what you
right there.
preach was
Listen.
was ASMR worthy.
Hey, it, clearly it worked. The ladies knew what was about to come up and happen, and they were ready for it.
How is cum spelled in that sentence? Moving on. So,
However they want it. He's a man of the people, specifically the lady people. But whatever.
you made sense until you didn't. I'm gonna put it that way.
Woo! How about that?
What's happening, Pete? What are we doing right now?
www.
Touche. Shit, that might be the name of the podcast. Honestly, that might be the name of the podcast. Whatever we want, www. We might have came up with a name. I'm not joking.
Yeah, I hear you.
But no. So going back to ASMR, let's go down that road. So we were talking off the podcast about we don't get ASMR. I don't get it.
Mm-mm.
I don't. Now, I don't want to misquote my bro, but my brother said that he kind of gets it. But it's apparently if you listen to ASMR, it's supposed to give you some tingle,
See, I
like
never get any
all over your body. But I mean, is that what you heard too?
I've heard different things about the sensations and stuff people are supposed to receive when they get it, but I never really got anything but this sounds weird. Like I'm just not going to listen to it. And for all we know, that's probably just it technically working on us.
And we don't get that it is working.
It's everybody's response is different.
True.
Some are going to be more positive and some are other. In other words, it's a vague enough description as far as I'm concerned to where it could just be total bullshit. Because you throw when you throw in the whole not everybody is going to understand what's going on. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, then you're like, well, I guess that's the thing. But you could just be making that up.
You sound like a politician right now. I mean, I get what you're saying. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, as I thought, I didn't think about it until I said, well, maybe not everybody gets it because it affects everybody differently. Your response ain't going to be the same as somebody else's, clearly. But at the same time, that leaves the door open. If I was trying to pitch something to people where I make people use their own imagination for how something's going to affect them.
I mean, that's a lot of shit like that, though. That's life.
That's
anything.
life.
Anything with a placebo, basically, you say, well, clearly you didn't get it because you don't like. What is it? Dang, I can't think exactly, but there is like shit like that.
Placebo's a good answer for that.
Well, I was gonna say,
don't work on everybody.
Hypnotism. That's some shit like that. There you go. That's what I was trying to think. Hypnotism. Like, supposedly, hypnotism and being hypnotized will really work on you. And, like, no joke, flat out, like, all jokes aside, no bullshit, work on you if you believe that you could be hypnotized. If you don't believe that you can be hypnotized, then you are less susceptible to being hypnotized. If you do believe that you can be hypnotized, then you can be hypnotized. So the thing is, if I don't believe I can be hypnotized and somebody comes to hypnotize me, if it doesn't work, it doesn't mean that the person was a bad hypnotist, so to speak. It just means
you don't believe.
Right.
That's exactly what I was thinking about with the ASMR. See, now you see what I'm talking about. It affects everybody differently. It depends on how susceptible you are to it. Not everybody's going to be the same degree as susceptible to ASMR. Folks like you and me can't be hypnotized by the ASMR because we don't really want to be because we don't get it.
Now, y'all listening, do not take this as a diss if you enjoy ASMR. We just bullshitting. Okay,
Or if you like hypnotism, look,
both.
I ain't no scientist. I'm an actor. Okay, you give me some
Same.
lines to say. If you want me to give me
I
some
could play
lines
a
about,
scientist,
I say
right?
you give me the lines about the science of hypnotherapy and all that stuff. I got you. I'll read whatever you want. Pay me enough. But I mean, hey, Space Scouts, right? You pay me enough, I'll say whatever you want. I know I feel good when I eat.
What the fuck? Inside jokes, y'all. Inside jokes, y'all. Oh my god. Anyway, to this day, I have not seen more than 10 seconds of that.
You could if you wanted, though. Anyway,
Yeah. I've showed my friends, but I'm not watching it. Anyway,
you're a better man than myself. I could. But yeah, so that's ASMR. I think we made it. Like what you like. We don't.
Do you
like what
believe...
you like? I don't have to like it with you. I don't have to understand it for you to like it. So
exactly.
Enjoy it.
Exactly. I've hated ketchup my whole goddamn life. I don't
that's because you're a weirdo. Next to me.
How you gonna make a point and it just like wait? That's like what was it? Austin Powers, I think it was Gold member, where his dad was Michael Caine was talking about some there's two things in this world I can't stand. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. It's like, okay, hold on, bro. Like, wait, okay, we gotta clear some shit up. Like wait. Like, what the fuck? But no, I was gonna say I've hated ketchup since I was fucking since I knew it existed.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody eating ketchup next to me, I don't think that they are just like a heinous person who needs to fucking be banned from the earth. I mean, maybe secretly, but no. But no, funny story. I have thought that the smell of ketchup is nauseating my whole life. I just had to tolerate it because it's everywhere.
I never really paid attention to the smell of ketchup. I'm sure if there was ketchup. Well, I like bacon. I can easily think of what that smells like.
Yeah, but okay, so you know how it is where like when you don't like food-wise, when you don't like something, you taste it a lot more than somebody else who does.
I suppose. And I get your point. I'm just saying, like, ketchup specifically, I don't think I've ever taken note of the smell. But
I have.
That's all I'm saying. I'm like, fair enough, because I don't know. But like I said, you're a weirdo. So the next topic.
That's for him, not y'all. Okay. My middle finger's crooked, by the way. You see that shit?
Yeah, what happened there?
Both of them.
Yeah, what happened there? Is that just how they are? Actually, are mine crooked?
Kinda. No. Not as bad as mine. See that shit?
Fair enough.
No, what happened? So I think what happened, I could be wrong, but I think what happened is over time, I've cracked my knuckles so much by just doing this, just as some random weird habit, pulling on them till they pop. Over time, I've cracked them so much that they don't pop no more for real. They do some, but not like for real at all. And I think somewhere in pulling my knuckles, I fucked my middle finger up to where now if you look at my hand, that shit is trying to like fucking go that way.
Yeah. I cracked my knuckles.
Look at that shit. You can crack your knuckles just by...
Well, specifically this one. Well, you know me. My joints are like got replaced with fireworks a while back. So, they just like pop all the time. Clack, 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 clack. Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl. You know what I'm saying? No.
Okay, so the podcast is over. It was getting out. What the fuck?
Well, you don't remember fireworks? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're saying.
Like I'll wake up in the morning and I'll stretch it. It's just like pop, 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 pop.
Well, no, I know you'll do that. And no, usually you'll be like this. You'll wake up, stretch, pop, 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 ow, ow, ow. That's you. Or oh no, wait, here. Ow, ah.
Oh yeah. Or yawn or laugh too hard. The back of my head hurt like a bitch.
Wait, I didn't know that. If you laugh too hard, the back of your head hurts.
Well, it depends. Coughing, laughing, like not always laughing, or not always coughing. It just depends on, I guess, the situation. I don't know what it is, but there are times where certain it might have something to do with like oxygen now that I'm thinking about it. If I said coughing and laughing and stuff like that, and too much over exaggeration or screaming for that matter. Yeah, just
Screaming makes sense.
right in the back of my head. It's like someone's just squeezing it. It hurts, but it is what it is. I like laughing. Laughing's fun.
So if you watching a comedian that's funny as shit and you laughing hard as a motherfucker, it's
Not
possible that you just okay, we gotta turn this off because I can't help it. Some shit like that. That sounds terrible if that is
I've
true.
never had that specific thing happen, but where I said let's turn it off. But I've had instances. Like I said, it's not even something I can create at will, except for
Well,
maybe
I would hope not.
except for maybe like the coughing thing. But like, because that's the more consistent one. The laughing is more rare. But the back of my head. Oh, dude, dog, we've been going so hard. Oh shit, ow. But it might have been. It could have been a number of things like dehydration and all that stuff because it hasn't happened in a while. But it's something
Dehydration, yeah,
it's
of
something
course.
that's been following me my whole life.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe certain levels of hydration might cut it out or something like that.
Dehydration can fuck up a whole lot.
Yeah.
Dehydration is like, yeah, no, you need to drink some water. Shit. Speaking of drinking water, I be trying. I used to be like really fucking healthy years ago. When I keep talking about I used to be healthy, I need to get back into it. But to be honest, as grown men, we need to be drinking 3 liters of water a day
I drink
at least.
I I drink minimum a half gallon. Lately I've been trying to go to a whole
That's
gallon.
good.
Like
That's
this
good.
is my second half gallon right here. This is a half gallon bottle that I
That's
started
good though.
working on. Yeah. So I'm trying to at least do that because I've been at home for a while because of other pains that I had. I might be going to work for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure. I talked with my GM earlier today. We'll see how that turns out. Because I did tell him that I'm done with the business, but I want to at least leave
Mm.
amicably. So if I have to work a proper 2 weeks or something while they find replacements, which I think he said they might have found replacements, so it might just be a case of let me get my vacation time that I had saved up as a check. See y'all later. Or if they're like, well, you stayed on the company insurance, and some money's gonna have to come from that. All right, let me work for like a week or two to pay off that, and then bye.
Right. So like don't necessarily let me work for the money, but let me work and then you keep it like in exchange. I feel you.
Or
Do we
well,
well I
yeah,
was gonna say, do we wanna say do we
ah,
wanna like no, I'm saying not the name, but just what you do?
food service. I
Okay,
make
cool.
sandwiches. May or
Word.
may
Okay.
not make them fast.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Uh,
Um
it it's enough to say where I work without saying it. Also, I think there's a pretty big
touche.
hint in the background of my thing, as I have a sign that was up in the store at one point. Anyway,
Oh, okay. But anyway, yeah, back to what you were
uh,
saying. You said you're trying to leave. So what you gonna do?
I got something in May that I'm not gonna disclose
Not gonna
that I
disclose?
should
Okay.
be able to do with that, but it should be less stressful. And
That's good because food service is stressful. People who have not
oh,
worked food
I
service
didn't say
do
it
not
wasn't.
realize
I
how stressful food service
I I
is.
I, I really hate food service, and I'm not saying it's not food service. I'm saying it's less stressful. It's probably still in food service. In fact, it definitely is, but
What's less stressful than what you're doing? Okay.
less
You're
stressful than what
currently.
I'm doing, especially when it comes to being on my feet for like 50 hours a week.
That's one thing people don't realize about food service in the first place. If you work 40 hours at any job, and I'm not downplaying other jobs and how hard they might be. I'm just saying people don't get food service. If you work 40 hours at a food service job, there's a good chance that, let's say, out of those 40 hours, 36 of them might be you standing up constantly.
Yeah,
At least 30. Let's say 35. Let's say even 35 of those hours is you standing up constantly. The other 5 is you sitting down when you take a break, sitting down here and there, sitting down when you're, if you're a manager or not, sitting down when you're like in the office doing this, doing shit like that, whatever. But 35 of those hours is you on your feet, whether it's you taking out trash, cleaning bathrooms, making whatever food you got to make, dealing with customers if you deal with customers. People who don't work food service do not realize because they get food from said food service establishment. They don't realize when I go to another job, everything at that job isn't, I'm not going to say completely, but isn't necessarily, I got to have it now. I got to have it now. Food service is, I only got so much time. This is my lunch break. Get my food. People who don't work it don't realize that shit. So, is what it is though. But I'm just saying, people don't realize it. And you could definitely tell a lot of people who haven't worked food service by people who will go in. And I'm kind of thinking of my job right now. I make sandwiches, may or may not make them fast. But anyway, people.
Not the same way I make them fast.
I mean, who knows, right?
I mean,
but no.
Does your speed elicit a reaction from the customer? Are they so fast they elicit a reaction from a customer?
I feel like I know what you're getting at. But because I don't, because I listen to the radio, I get some commercials, but I don't watch TV, so I don't see a lot of them. So I don't know.
I don't know if they put it still in the commercials anymore. But bottom line is, they made the sandwiches of the submarine variety at a speed that made people freak out, if you will. That's how fast they were.
You gonna allude to it so much, you might as well goddamn say it. What the fuck? Like, what the hell? Might as well just come out. It's like, I'm not saying that I'm white.
Well, it's not like I said.
I am saying that I may be the color that's opposite. If my skin were to be a color that might be on the color wheel, supposed the absorption of all colors.
Look, man, you don't want to act like you don't understand what I'm trying to say. I thought I made it obvious with the first thing about sandwiches not being fast. I thought saying I make sandwiches fast was enough. I'm trying to help you out.
Bro, I'm not going to say it. I know where you work. We don't have to keep going. I know where you work, straight up. What the fuck?
At the place, even though you could eat fresh at our place. It's not like that other place, where that's their whole thing. We have fresh stuff too. We're just also efficient and fast at it.
That sounds like some gang war shit. This is my turf. This is my block. Y'all eat fresh. We don't eat fresh.
Well, you know me. I'm a loyal individual. I still, to this day, have not had
I was eating fresh. I work at a sandwich shop. I was eating fresh earlier today, if you feel me. Go ahead.
I will eat fresh before I go to a marble slab. I'll tell you that much. Because fuck marble slab. I'll say that right now. I'll eat fresh before I go to a marble slab. Well, my other job, my first job that I had.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about. That has nothing to do.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm a loyal person.
Anyway, go ahead.
Usually when you have the enemy out there, and there are a lot of sandwich places out there that I really don't have a problem with. I have come to realize that the fresh place, I don't really like their food as much as I used to when I was younger. Because I ate that shit a lot in high school. The fucking 12-inch sandwiches, a lot of meats, and double on the meats and all that stuff.
What's funny is going there today after like where I work and the quality of where I work and shit, and then going there today. It was cool for what it was and what I paid for, what I was used to for how long I used to go there. But after you get used to a certain like different level of shit, I had it, and I was like,
yeah. So yeah, with them,
this was cool to fill my hunger, but
yeah, with them,
we are not going to get sponsored by them, by the way. But go ahead.
With them,
I do. Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
why not get sponsored by a better product? That's all I'm saying.
Why not just get a sponsorship?
Look, this is our first episode. Ain't nobody trying to sponsor. If you want, you can try to. If anything, you can say you try to work that Dr Pepper sponsorship. You holding up the bottle.
Oh, shut up.
But no, my point with the fresh place as opposed to the marble slab, I don't see them so much as the enemy. I just hate that more people go to them when they're an inferior product.
More people go to Steve Austin, or more people go to what?
More people go to the fresh place than they go to our place. Despite it being an inferior product.
Okay.
Like our product is better, come to us. That's all I'm saying. Marble Slab, there's some fucking ripoff artists. Fuck them.
Are we gonna go down that road? That sounds like a dangerous road because I'm curious what that meant.
They literally took one company's idea and called it something else and tried to make money off of it, and they're direct competition.
Can you allude to the company that you're talking about that they took?
Oh no, they got another slab that's not necessarily made out of marble, and it's not hot either. You probably see what I'm saying.
No, I know, but I mean, no. What I said was the company that you said they stole the idea from.
Yeah, they got a.
So I know the Steve Austin.
They've got a slab of their own. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Steve Austin.
So then, what's the one that they stole the idea from?
Marble Slab stole it from Steve Austin.
So who the fuck is the Marble Slab?
You haven't heard of Marble Slab? Good.
Is that an actual place?
Way. Yes.
Oh, okay. See, this whole time I thought you were talking about Steve Austin the whole time. Mm-mm. Okay.
And that's the problem. They even made
spit that on my computer.
They even made their fucking logo symbol. Steve Austin came first.
Bruh. This first episode, and we have already shitted on 2 possible sponsors. But by episode,
give me the better products.
I like eating at both places. I ain't even gonna lie. I like eating. Well, I mean, I don't know what the Marble Slab shit is, but I like eating at. I like eating at Eat Fresh. I like eating at Steve Austin. Okay.
Oh no, I definitely like eating at the Steve Austin. That's.
Okay then. Well then, we don't have to.
I don't like Marble Slab. That's all I said. Is I don't like Marble Slab.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm actually calling the company by their name. They're called Marble Slab. I'm not talking around the thing.
That's how much you don't like them. That you're not alluding.
Slab.
That's how much you don't like them. You're not alluding to shit.
Right.
Wow.
I will not willingly eat from that place because I see them as the enemy.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, I won't say I'll never eat from there because anyone can always just sneak something like, "Hey, it's some ice cream." Ha ha! You ate that. You said you wouldn't, but you were a hypocrite.
You make it sound like bitches trying to poison you. The fuck?
No, I'm just saying, like people try to like put hypocrite traps on people. No, obviously, I'm saying willingly and knowingly, I'm not.
Who would be so vindictive?
Me.
What the fuck? Who would be so vindictive to be like, hey, Omari, hey, it's your birthday. I give you some ice cream. And then, no. And they give you the ice cream, right? And they sit back like this. And then you take a bite. Guess what you just ate?
What? I thought you said that you weren't ever going to eat from there. And there you go. Like nigga, I said, I wouldn't know that if I knew that's what I was eating.
And then what would they gain from that? Now, because then they would say, oh, okay, you had a bite of Marble Slab. And then at the end of the day, be like, okay, I guess I'm going to keep on eating it. Or you throw it away. Either way, they wasted their money. That would be stupid. Like, what the fuck? Exactly. So who would do that? Why would someone do that?
I just like covering my bases. The bottom line is, if you like eating there, not you necessarily, because you didn't even know it existed before today. If you, the viewer, like eating there, do it. I'm saying I won't. I'm a weirdo, okay? I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm a weirdo on things I don't like. The bottom line is...
But you don't like... Oh, fuck you. That was... Okay. Shit. No, I know. I'm the anomaly. I'm the glitch in the matrix that I don't like ketchup.
I just felt like making it a run-on gag.
I'll put it this way.
I'm just giving you shit.
I'll put it this way. If I had a kid and I named him or her Facebook, where the hell that come from? What the fuck? I have nothing against Facebook. Why'd that come out of my mouth? If I had a kid, I named him or her. If I named this individual Ketchup, that kid would be locked in the basement, fed a slice of bread every 3 days, and beat within an inch of his life if it looked at me wrong.
You could just not name it Ketchup. Like, I know you're an actor, and provided everything goes well, you'll be a celebrity. But you don't need to name your kid like a celebrity would.
Oh,
and
like
name it Ketchup.
Apple and Pilot Inspector.
North.
Real names, by the way. Those are real names, by the way.
Oh no, I'm aware.
What did Elon Musk? Me and my friends were talking about Elon Musk, and I forgot what his wife. I forgot her name.
Insert symbols and shit. Or whatever they called it.
Named his kid X-A12.
Yeah.
And the ash is the A and the E symbol that's connected. So it's X-A12. And they put it in, and it came back that they couldn't name it X-A12 because they couldn't have numbers in the name. So they just named it X-A-XII. So it's just 12 in Roman numerals.
Yeah.
What the?
See,
name your kid whatever you want, bro. But why do that to that kid? I'm sorry.
Just call him Ash.
That's what. If I was that kid, I would go by Ash. I would either go by Ash or X. That's it. Nothing else. You want X-A12 Musk? Here.
Hey,
like what the fuck?
At least you're always gonna know where to find stuff, right? Whatever you need to find, X gonna give it to you.
He gonna give it to you?
X gonna give it to you.
He gonna give it to you.
Yeah, well, first, he's gonna rock, then he's gonna roll. Then he's gonna
we had to let him stop.
Yeah. Go.
I mean, stop, drop, shut him down, open up shop.
Oh. That's how
Rough Riders roll.
Yeah.
These bitches want to lie.
These bitches want to die,
Hey, yo, shout out to Dark Man X. Shout out to DMX, bro. DMX.
Is that what the DM stands for? Dark Man?
Dark Man X, yep.
I never did that.
Yeah, I don't know where he got Dark Man from, but it stands for Dark Man X here. In one of his songs,
I can think of one obvious place he got it.
Because he's black?
Why not?
But I mean, I'm pretty sure there's got to be a bigger reason than just I'm black, so I'm gonna be Dark Man.
Maybe he's trying to put some subliminal messages behind it all. I just thought he was.
What is subliminal? He got brown skin.
Look, man,
that's not subliminal.
Well, more like.
What the fuck?
More like. Does it matter who I am? What the X? Dark Man number X.
You don't even know the point you're trying to argue.
The bottom line is, I didn't even know it stood for Dark Man X. For the longest, I thought that might be his initials, or he just fucking was DMX. Whether you want to get it, baby, you with it. All we want to do is get it, baby. Whatever the fuck he says in that song. I don't really know. What you really want?
This is not even me being sarcastic. What last names start with X?
Xavier.
That's the first name, though.
Professor Charles Francis Xavier.
Fuck you. Okay. No. Are there any more, though? Are there any more?
Yes. Do I know them off the top of my head? No.
This is not me trying to prove you wrong.
No,
this is me trying to have a conversation.
It is. We talked earlier off screen about infinite impossibilities out there. Yes.
Of course, yes.
There are some last names out there that begin with an X. Now, the majority of them are likely Asian. But last names beginning with X do exist.
Of course they do. I just don't know what the fuck they are. That's like it's funny, the only first name that I can think of that starts with X is the only last name you can think of that starts with X. Xavier. I mean,
right? No, I can think of a few first names that start with X.
Such as?
They're usually Asian related. Like Shan, X-A-I-N.
Oh, okay.
There's a female wrestler, Shia Lee, or however you pronounce it, X-I-A.
Is it
I don't know how to
Shia Lee?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
I know you're talking about.
Shia Lee. Like I said, her. Shally.
I know what you're talking about. I know you're talking
Yeah. So they're like I said, I can think of other X names, but usually if they're not Xavier, it's probably like some
It's
Asian
like
name.
there's some last names that or letters where it's like, what last names start with these letters? Like Z.
Ziegler. And not like Dolph. I have a friend who's Ziegler, Ziegler.
Yeah, there's this motivational speaker or whatever who I've shared a lot of his motivational quotes on Facebook. And his name is Zig Ziglar. His real name is not Zig, but his nickname is he go by Zig Ziglar. I think he may have passed away. He might still be alive. He's an older guy. Well known apparently. But like what? Okay. Let's see. You got Z. I don't know too many last names that will start with Y.
Yankovic.
Is there any more than that? Because that's an anomaly. No, I'm saying that's an anomaly. That's not common.
You said any. Yeah. I don't know about in America. That's the thing.
I'm more thinking about westernized.
Yeah,
names.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know about westernized names, but more than likely, yeah, there's more than just Yankovic. But
I mean, it's gotta be. But and then people who like watch / listen to this are going to be like, these dumb motherfuckers. Clearly, blah 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 blah.
NA education. Shut up.
NA education.
You haven't seen that meme? Well, you don't watch Twitch as much as I do. Usually, if like an American streamer says something stupid, the chat and they're popular enough, the chat will like people talk about like North American education and how stupid they are here in North America. And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't care, motherfucker.
Not gonna argue. I mean,
I don't care how ignorant you think I is. Okay, I am from the USA. You see that?
We don't
have
to
right
stereotype
there? You
to
see
get our
that
point across.
their American flag, other than their Japanese characters from that fighting game with the fighting streets. Okay, we got that right there under my fantasy football winning thing that I won a long time ago. I'm from America. I got a falcon on my shirt. It's got nothing to do with America, but it's a cool shirt. Hey, can you guess what this shirt's a reference to?
If you guess what the shirt is a reference to, I have one word for you. Nerd! No. No. Should we just straight up tell? Okay, the shirt is a reference to. Show him shirt.
Well, mean, I kind of gave away what kind of bird it was.
Falco punch.
Yeah, it's a falcon on a punch bowl. I don't know why I'm still talking like that. It's a falcon on a punch bowl.
You weren't still trying to do that as a joke. He did it so much that he got lost in it.
I was like, I don't know. I already gave it away what kind of bird it was.
And you're like, wait. That's not my normal voice. What am I doing with my life? Rethinks life. I need to get off this podcast. Like, what the fuck? Just fucking like, I need to get back in school. Next thing you be like, become like a big scholar and like open a fucking university to teach others not to be like you were, where you were still talking in random weird Southern stereotypical accents about birds on punch bowls that reference video game characters.
Yeah, the best thing is I've gotten so many
compliments. You just ignored all that.
No, I heard you and I agreed. I said, I got you.
I'm just laughing. Hey, go ahead.
The best thing is I've gotten so many compliments on this things from adults who I know have no idea what a Captain Falcon is. They're just like, that's a cool looking shirt. Like, oh, thank you. Oh, that's a nice shirt. I like that. And I'm like,
a cool looking shirt great. Because it's weird enough, but what it also the drawing of the shirt is like just so in depth. Shit,
yeah, it's like, and it's one of those things that I like because it's like, if you know, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw the shirt, I didn't realize this was a bowl of punch. Like, I figured it was a Falcon Punch reference, but I was trying to figure out how. Or I figured it was a Captain Falcon reference because my roommate got it for me. He's like, I got you this shirt, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool shirt. And I'm like, wait, okay, it's a Captain Falcon reference. I'm assuming that's a Falcon. It's a Falcon on a punch bowl, Falcon Punch. But I'm mad that I didn't just see it instantly and go Falcon Punch.
I didn't. You had to tell me what the fuck that meant. Like,
Okay, so I have told you before. I thought you just guessed it out. Like if you
no,
knew,
no, 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 no,
nerd.
no, 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 no. You told me. You had to tell me. I didn't get it. I did not get it. I didn't know what the fuck the bowl was. I didn't know what the bird was. Clearly, I played the game, but yeah, I didn't. I was like, all right, well, that's an interesting shirt. Okay, cool. Well, that happened. The fuck. Favorite Super Smash Brothers character? Really?
Uh,
You're allowed to. I just thought
if we're
I've
talking
all,
about characters, let's say we're talking about characters I discovered through Super Smash Brothers.
no, I
Yes,
mean favorite character to play with in the game.
one of them. Melee. By the time I was done playing Melee, Captain Falcon was like one of my top three in that.
Okay.
Young Link is probably what I would say is my main throughout like all of them and like Ultimate. Nowadays, though, Ultimate, I know you don't keep up with video games like that,
Not for
but
real, yeah. The last systems I played heavily on was like PS2 and like pretty much like last system I gamed heavily was PS2.
so Smash Brothers Ultimate, when they first released, had a thing where their slogan was "Everyone is here," where they had literally everybody that showed up as a character, whether it was DLC or otherwise from the previous games, were in this game on release. So it released with like 70 something characters. Then they added some people. Then
I
they
knew they
kept
had a lot of
adding.
people.
Then they kept adding DLC characters. These two guys right here, Ryu and Ken, they're in the game now.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken, I play in just about everything he's in, so I added him to my repertoire of characters I play in the game. They added another character that I like playing that I discovered outside of Smash. That's why I was like, if you're talking about people I discovered through Smash, I'd say Captain Falcon. If you're talking about in general, then it would probably
Just in
be
general, yeah.
well, Captain Falcon or Roy, I guess. In general, then you have to go. All right, so characters I use because I don't use all 75. I'm not good at Smash, and even though I play fighting games, I play real fighters. Ha 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 ha. Joking around. Anyway, let's see. Falcon, Young Link. I already mentioned him. Roy, specifically the Roy from Fire Emblem, not the Koopa kid named Roy. Roy, Luigi, Ken, Terry, Jigglypuff, and
I
occasionally DDD.
I remember you fucking shit up with Jigglypuff back in the day.
And then, yeah, and occasionally DDD or Bowser. But I just said Bowser. But yeah, so that's about 9 or so characters that I go between. Oh, did I mention Ike? So yeah, about 10 characters. So yeah.
Oh wait, no, you didn't fuck shit up with Jigglypuff back in the day. Who the fuck did you used to play back in the day?
Young Link.
I think it was Young Link.
Young Link was my main. When I was playing with y'all back in St. Louis, Young Link. Yeah. Jigglypuff came in college.
I was about to say, yeah, I got Jigglypuff just because I was watching some Smash tournaments, and apparently Jigglypuff is like the shit if you could play her right.
Hungrybox, yeah.
He
lives in Orlando.
Right?
Yeah. I actually saw him come into my store once. That was
cool. Oh, word. Did you say something to him?
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, it's Hungrybox. But then he also got a sponsorship with Jersey Mike's, so that was cool.
Well, apparently you don't work at Jersey Mike's.
Well, yeah, they don't make stuff fast.
Because
they call themselves a sub above. And, you know, they might be. They do make some really good cheesesteaks. I don't consider them the enemy. We don't make hot sandwiches.
I'm just saying, like, we like danced around who you worked with, and then you said another name, so clearly that's not where you work.
Well, yeah. So. I mean, I think it's obvious enough, even with all the dancing. I'm just not going to say it.
But what I was saying was when Hungrybox walked in. Hungrybox, by the way, for y'all listening, Hungrybox is one of the past winners of the Super Smash Brothers like tournaments who played Jigglypuff.
He is one of the gods of Melee.
Yeah, the gods. It's like 4 people who are like amazing at Melee, and they call them the gods. But what I was saying was when Hungrybox walked in, did you say anything like, "Hey, are you Hungrybox? Are you Hungrybox?" or anything? You say anything to him?
Pretty much asked him if he was Hungrybox and said, "I'm a fan."
Oh, word!
I tried to keep it simple. Same thing like when wrestlers came into the place, like the guy who goes by Sean Spears now, formerly Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, Ty Dillinger.
He used to be a regular. at our store.
AEW took that away from y'all.
No, before AEW, a picture that likes to
Oh,
surface
you
on the
told
internet
me. You told me. You
took that
told
away.
me.
A picture from like 10 years ago of our owner.
That
Another obvious clue of where I work.
was about to say that too. I was gonna say if people know what's up, then they really know where you work now.
Clue of
But no,
where I work.
You told me that because you said that Sean Spears tweeted that he didn't like the picture, and that meant that he didn't.
Yeah, the first time I realized that we had something going on was when it was like Tony Nese. You remember Noam Dar or whatever his name was?
See, these are two people who were in NXT, so I've heard of them, but I never really watched them.
They were cruiserweight when they were trying to push the cruiserweight division. Is when they came in. Two of them.
That was when they had 205 Live, right?
Yeah, around early that time. The two of them and like one other person from the cruiserweight division, they all came into our store because we're like 2 stores down from a vitamin shop. So they get their supplements and then they came in and got sandwiches, which is also why Spears was probably a regular at our place and stuff like that. And Buddy Murphy never came into my store, but he was a regular at the Chipotle 2 doors down.
Okay.
And I would see him walking back and forth a ton too. Like all the time.
You just see all these like just buff ass, big ass dudes. They big as shit in person, ain't they?
Mm-hmm. Dude, fucking one of the people that always surprised me with how big he was in person was Xavier Woods when I first met him.
Apparently, like Xavier Woods, as big as he is now, he was not as big. Like he was always big because he's a wrestler, but he's bigger now than he was like a year, 2 years ago.
Oh no,
he apparently like switched up his workout routine.
And even then, 2 years ago, he's bigger than you would have thought. Because the last time I saw him in person, well, technically, the last time I saw him in person was at Evo in 2019. So last time that time, but the last time before that was like 3 years ago. And he was still like, I'm like, damn, this dude is bigger than I thought he was, just seeing the fucking arm. Same with like Kenny Omega for that matter. Now they were still about the same height or taller, not tall, just bigger. Mm. But Xavier Woods is a cool dude. Kenny Omega was a cool dude. I had a Bullet Club shirt on because because CEO had specific Bullet Club related shirts and stuff because Kenny Omega and Alex Bailey had business deals, and Xavier Woods had shown up that one too.
Right, and Omega and Woods are big time gamers. So.
Yeah, and I saw the two of them in the hallway, and like, holy crap, fan of your work and stuff, and Kenny Omega's like, yeah, cool shirt by the way, and Xavier Woods is like, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Oh no, I didn't have it because my roommate got me the CEO Bullet Club shirt because I told him about that occurrence. I had a New Day shirt on. Xavier Woods was like, cool shirt. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I got the New Day shirt, been a fan of the New Day for a while. And Kenny Omega's like, yeah, that. I'm like, however, in Tekken 7, I do use the Bullet Club shirt attire on my character. And I tried to show that I was a fan of both people, who happens to be King, by the way, because Xavier Woods likes playing King.
So you're like...
King. And he's like, how dare you besmirch my character with a Bullet Bullet Club shirt. And I'm like, well, they don't have a New Day shirt in the game, do they? He's like, no, but they have a trombone. I'm like, you got it. I'll get a trombone and put it on him. I stand corrected, concern.
Oh wait, okay. So you met both of them at the same time?
Yeah, they were both at the same CEO. Yeah,
and you had like that. You had that much of a conversation.
That was cool the whole conversation, pretty much.
That's cool.
Because I didn't want to hold them up because they were clearly on their way to something, and we were like in the hallway. And
but that's cool. Did you get a picture?
That particular occasion, no. I'm pretty sure I've gotten pictures with each of them on other occasions, though.
That's cool.
Because they went to a couple CEOs. Because I've been to every CEO except the second one. Because I was living in St. Louis when it happened. But CEO also wasn't anywhere near what it is now. And it hadn't even gotten the wrestling gimmick yet. Like the first CEO was a small, mainly Florida region specific community effort. Orlando is what it stands for because of the
Fighting
way.
game tournament.
Yeah, because of the way it came about was like literally people making up for a tournament that got canceled, like a regional tournament that got canceled, and people in the Orlando community, led by Alex Jabala, the face of CEO, the community banded together to make a tournament happen, and we found a location, which was in a airplane hangar off of like some place, and the first community effort Orlando happened, CEO, and that was cool. Then the next year, I moved up to St. Louis because personal reasons, and I missed the second one where they were at the Wyndham, which would be their home for the majority of CEO's run. Third year, I moved back. I had moved back. Do you remember if? No, you came the year after that.
I came 2013.
You came 2013. So yeah, 2012 they started doing the wrestling thing, and then 2013 you came down and you saw it and everything, and it was
I had
fun.
a good time too.
It's a fun tournament. It is my favorite tournament experience, but I'm also kind of biased. Evo's a close second out of the two majors I've been to.
Fighting game tournaments, yo.
Evo is the biggest, and it takes place in Vegas. Well, it was the biggest, and it took place in Vegas. Not sure what's going on with them.
We know what happened, yeah.
Well, you don't know everything, but I won't get into that here.
Oh, well, I was just going off of the way last year went, but apparently there's more.
Yeah, I'm going off the way last year went, too.
Oh, well, I was going off of the obvious shit.
Yeah.
I just don't want to say what I'm talking about.
I'm like, I'm not going to get into it, but I'm like.
I say I don't want to say what I'm talking about just because apparently your videos get demonetized or like flagged or something.
It's a touchy subject and stuff. Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is nothing that I wouldn't talk about anywhere. What he's talking about is apparently something that don't need to be spoken on. So we'll move on from that subject. But yo,
still a very fun tournament, and I enjoyed going to it. Here's a little badge from Evo that I got. I got a couple other things. I have a flask somewhere that I got at Evo. That's cool. I don't even use flasks, but I own like.
But yo. All that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wind this first episode down. Like I said, this experiment that I feel like it was successful.
Yeah.
It honestly was fun. We talked about a whole lot of randomness. And we went in on some subjects. We danced around some topics. But I honestly I feel like this is gonna be the beginning of what will be a good, podcast venture. I feel like this is something that me and this guy. Are you to my right? To my right. Me and this guy.
To your left.
Me and this guy.
Yeah, left. Look over your left shoulder.
Me and this guy right here.
Hi.
I feel like this is something that we can we could keep going. We I feel like this is something that we can do and it'll be fun. Go ahead, comment on the video. Let us know what you thought of it, what you did like, what you didn't like. Try to be nice. But if you can, we'll see what happens. And yeah, we are probably gonna, I kind of like the title WWW, whatever we want. Because what are we gonna talk about? Whatever we want.
That's right.
Would be whatever parentheses the fuck we want, but whatever we want. But nah, man. All that said, your boy is gonna be 30 in 2 weeks. Feeling G2 O's and a D. I know. I met this dude when I was 7, y'all, and I'm about to be 30. We've been friends that long. What the fuck are you? I don't know what you just said. I really didn't hear you.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, but now, y'all, like we are gonna go ahead and wind it down, and yeah, make sure that you are checking out my man's page for the DBZ reviews, checking out my stuff for the music and whatnot. So that being said, if you want to find your boy, Jazz, Superjaz, you can find me on Facebook.
Superjaz.
Sound like you said Uber Jazz. I didn't hear the S.
Well, I drug out this. I'm like, Superjaz.
Find me on Facebook. Like the page. That's Superjaz. SUPERJAZ. All one word. You can follow me on Twitter. That is SUPERJAZ number 2, Superjaz 2. And then you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram Forever Superjaz, all one word, everything spelled correctly. Go ahead and check out my debut EP, Too Much Free Time. And I am in the process of mixing, mastering, and finalizing my debut album under Superjaz, Superjaz. It's going to be not too much free time. My Secret Identity. My boy, Pete, tell him, what's up?
Well, y'all know where y'all can find me. Actually, you don't, because this is not my channel this time. You can find me at YouTube under feogrande. My name's Big Ugly in Spanish. I said the whole Big Ugly himself thing earlier. It's on the hat, feogrande, Feogrande. I'm pretty sure it's all one word. Pretty sure I didn't point to the words at all on my hat either when I was looking. But either way, feogrande on YouTube. I'm also on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Giotavi. That's Giotavi. I'm streaming every day, or as I've been putting it on the screen, day in 21. So far, we're 35 days down. We got a whole the 360 something to go. So that's cool, or 340 something to go. I can't count. Shut
330.
Look, it don't matter. Bottom line is, I got the rest of the fucking year to go. It's going to take a while, but I managed to make it a month, okay? I'm going to keep going at it.
He's really doing it, y'all. Check his shit out.
Yeah, I play various things. Lately, I just finished up a Darksiders 2 run today, but mainly it's going to be fighting games. Because I don't know if you noticed when me talking about CEO or the fact that I have 2 references to Ryu and Ken behind me in the background. I like fighting games, and the main one I play is Street Fighter, even though I do also play some Tekken, which I mentioned with the Kenny Omega and stuff like that. And I think the other game, those are the 2 main fighting games I play. If I play other stuff, I play other stuff. But yeah, you can find me on there. Usually it's anywhere between like 4 to 7 or 4 to 8 Eastern, sometime in that time frame. That's what I've been doing every day this year. Feel free to stop on by and chat. Let me know you're there. We can talk about whatever we want. I like doing that. I don't know what this is, but I'm doing it because it's what I want to do right now.
I'm about to say, ain't nobody gonna follow you if you do that.
It's what I do. It's what I want to do right now. Okay.
Anyway. But yo, on some real shit, we glad that y'all stuck around. If y'all stuck around this long, and yeah, okay. So Call It in the Ring channel. All your wrestling podcast episodes are now a random podcast, and the whole thing has changed. If that experiment went good, otherwise, me talking about this is asinine because it's on a whole new channel. We'll find that out. But all things considered, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. This, I think, was a very, very successful experiment that we're going to keep going. I had a good time. Pretty sure my man had a good time. That all being said, you know what? I just came up with it. Tune in next time where what are we going to talk about? Whatever we want.
Adiosness.